If you clicked on this video thinking it was about marrying your cousin, this isn't that video. But if you came to find out whether two people could repopulate the Earth after everyone else disappears, then let's get straight to the point. The answer is no, and the reasons are rooted in genetics, not imagination. On the surface, the idea looks simple. A man and a woman have children, their children grow up, and the population grows generation after generation. In math terms, exponential growth makes it look possible. But math isn't biology. Every person carries recessive mutations. In large populations, diversity keeps them hidden. With only two founders, diversity vanishes instantly. Within 1 or 2 generations, inbreeding would expose every flaw. The results wouldn't be subtle. Higher rates of infertility, birth defects, and genetic diseases would appear quickly. A family tree built from only 2 people collapses into itself. And no, humanity's future cannot rely on looking at your cousin a little too lovingly at Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, and maybe you've wondered at some point, wait, were my parents related? Is that why I'm like this? Or no, who knows? Biologists use the concept of minimum viable population. For humans, it isn't 2 or 20 or even 100. Studies suggest at least 5 to 10,000 unrelated individuals are needed to maintain genetic health. That's the threshold where harmful mutations don't dominate. Now imagine the scenario with only 2 people. Their grandchildren would already be cousins marrying cousins. By the great-grandchildren's generation, the gene pool would be so narrow that one illness, one mutation, or one accident could wipe them out. History proves the point. Around 70,000 years ago, after the Toba supervolcano eruption, human numbers may have dropped to a few thousand. That was a near-extinction event, yet it was still enough to recover. Thousands were just barely sufficient. 2 would not be. This is why the idea survives only in myth and storytelling. Religious texts, legends, and post-apocalyptic tales often imagine a man and a woman starting over. Symbolically, it's powerful. Biologically, it's impossible. The only way 2 people could succeed is with modern technology. Cloning, artificial DNA variation, or advanced genetic engineering could produce diversity that nature couldn't. In that case, 2 bodies could supply raw material for a larger population. But that's no longer biology, it's science fiction. Even with technology, survival would depend on more than reproduction. Food systems, medicine, and basic knowledge would need to be preserved. 2 people carrying the burden of restarting everything is unrealistic at every level. So the conclusion is clear. 2 people cannot repopulate the Earth in any natural way. The genetic bottleneck is too severe, and the minimum numbers required for survival are far higher. You don't beat the math, and you don't beat the biology. So could 2 people repopulate the Earth? Probably not. Not without science or luck beyond belief. But the question points us toward a bigger truth. Humanity's strength lies in diversity, in collaboration, and in carrying forward knowledge together. No single person or pair can shoulder that alone. Yet as long as we preserve the will to build, the possibility of renewal never really disappears. Humans never came from just 2 individuals. Genetics shows that our species passed through population bottlenecks, but the numbers were always in the thousands, not in the single digits. Around 70,000 years ago, after the Toba supervolcano eruption, it's estimated that only about 3,000 to 10,000 humans survived. That small but diverse group carried enough genetic variation to recover and spread. From there, humans gradually migrated out of Africa, mixing and expanding across continents. Every person alive today descends from those few thousand survivors. So the truth is simple. 2 people could never have restarted humanity. But a few thousand resilient survivors did, and they became the ancestors of us all. At best, 2 could preserve memory, stories, or a cultural thread long enough for outside help or future technology. But alone, they would not rebuild a thriving human population. the line would end within a handful of generations. What do you think? Is this idea just a myth that refuses to die? Leave a comment with your opinion. If you found this breakdown useful, give the video a like. And if you want more direct answers to strange questions like this, subscribe and turn on notifications.